What I found most interesting about chapter 4 was how all of the gastric cells work together to facilitate in chemical and mechanical digestion and changing the bolus into chyme through that. I found it particularly interesting how the chief cells will release pepsinogen in an inactive form to combine with hydrochloric acid that was released as hydrogen and chloride ions from the parietal cell to create pepsin, which begins the process of protein breakdown. And those same cheese cells also release gastric lipase to begin fat breakdown. And with the increased acidity of the stomach, there's mucus cells to protect the stomach lining from mucus. I just found it really fascinating how all these things work together to digest and also protect the stomach. And then, as far as the mechanical digestion part, the G cells release gastrin to increase that gut modality to do all the turning and turn that bolus into chyme before it releases into the small intestine. One of the questions that arose while reading this chapter was discussing bioavailability. It was kind of a brief overview, and from what I understand from the reading, we'll learn more about it later. But the big question I had was, what are good combinations of food to eat to increase bioavailability, and what could be some of the physiological factors that affect bioavailability? And is there a way as individuals we can, maybe through food journaling or just kind of listening to how we feel after we eat, figure out a way, figure out what works best for us as far as our eating habits and our physiology to maximize bioavailability?